Howdy, cadre. Not sure. I ended on a roof. Okay. Oh, volume. Alright. Gotta protect my ears. And what? Right. I put some stuff that I thought I wouldn't need. I've got some good meat now. I don't need stone bricks, stone slab, and stone. Quartz. Oh man. Alright. What? I don't need these slabs. Alright. Oh, yesterday was crazy. I mean, this week is crazy, but yesterday was crazy. The Druid was anointed by the thunder spirits of the west. Should I put stairs up here? Yes, he has a new word, Heyoka. That's a Hotel Echo Yankee Oscar Kilo Alpha. For those of you desperately trying to figure me out still, and what have been my main focus for the last 12 years. I don't know where I am now. But I suppose that's part of the point, right? At least I'm taking steps to move forward, to abandon the ground I had stood on for so long. Only stairs, good. Okay. So this is like a distribution. What? Oh, I probably stepped on that. Yeah, Heyoka. Yeah, certainly some sort of rail distribution. What? Alright, let's... Oh! Okay, I did that to myself. Ah, so much for Glean Hoof. Alright. About a zombie flush in the morning. Was I alone? Yeah, probably just a dream. I certainly seem to be alone. Interesting partition made of doors. It's a great wall. It's a Great Wall. Okay. We appear to be in the railway district. Deliveries only. Trains. I like trains. I like turtles. Slime blocks. What would that be for? Yeah, no, I kind of was anointed. Wow, now I've switched to first person. Yesterday you were anointed by the thunder spirits from the west. Second person, that's not used very often, right? I don't know if you were present for it. I don't know if you were aware of the importance. But the old world is dying. This is the time of monsters. And we each get to choose whether we fight the monsters within ourselves or the monsters we see in the world. But ultimately, is there a difference? At least if we're busy fighting the monsters within ourselves, we won't harm others, right? Am I feeling punchy? I don't want to die, but is that even real? Do I even know? The filter of my vision does a poor job of distinguishing between dark tones, shadows, and pitch black. So whoa, there's a chance you can see better here than I can. For example, this guy just walked up to me from the shadows, and I didn't see him until I felt him, till he bit me. I don't like being bit. I suppose I have a good supply of wood. I'm maybe looking for cobblestone. Hey! Oh yeah, come on! Oh, you didn't make it. You didn't leave anything behind. Perhaps that's the saddest way to die, is not leaving anything behind. Is this a subway? Alright, I'm done respecting the fences and walls. There's some people have the perception that they protect them, but they can trap you just as much as they protect you. There is a subway here. The subway might be a good place to start a mine. Hey, buddy, can you get up here? I think you can get up here, right? No? Is it too tall? It's too tall, huh? Okay, it is unlawful to enter the track. Oh, there's anvils down there. Weird. Well, I don't know. Don't maintenance workers have to enter the tracks? Don't you have stairways for the maintenance workers? If I'm the last man alive, don't I have a right to pursue the maintenance of the tunnels? Aha! Oh, hey guy! I don't have a bow. I don't have enough string to make a bow. It is dark. What? Okay. Okay. We gonna have issues here? You seem stuck. Oh, we're gonna have issues. No, I get it. Sewer spiders are mean. Oh, well, now I can make a bow, eh? Oh, yep. No thanks, no thanks. Come back later. Nope. Okay, alright. Alright. Hey, do I remember how to make a bow? It's been a while. Boop, boop. I should make a pickaxe! Pickaxe! Yeah. Alright, yeah, so I have learned and adopted the term Heyoka, even though there's discomfort in it. I'm aware of the issues of cultural appropriation, but I try to avoid reductionism, and I think the idea of cultural appropriation equals bad is a form of reductionism. Oh, hey there. You guys have gotten trickier over time, huh? Okay, yeah, no, yep. These sewers will... Oh, it's night out. Okay, well, I guess maybe it's good I'm in the sewers. I'm gonna run out of light pretty quick. Cultural appropriation. Let's talk about that. I grew up in a town called Holland, although it was not in the Netherlands. Was that cultural appropriation? No. Holland, Michigan was founded by Dutch settlers. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm out of arrows. Okay. Okay. Yeah, founded by Dutch settlers who, I don't like, yeah, I don't like this, but I'm glad to have a wall to my back. And a slow stream of enemies rather than an overwhelming horde. Yeah, founded by Dutch settlers who were fleeing religious persecution, supposedly. That's a long, complicated story in itself. Let's not get into the religious aspect. Yeah, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Dutch people. Yeah, sometimes walls are useful. I'm out of arrows. Oh, I had a bow. I'm not out of arrows. Okay. All right. Yeah, looking for a land of their own where they could practice their ooh. Anyways, yeah. Not getting sidetracked by religion or spiders. Okay. Yeah, even if you try, you could try. Yar. Okay. All right. They tried. Yeah. Nah, you got me. You got me twice. Okay. All right. Spider. He is our hero. Step on Spider. All right. We're getting some rails. Looks like it's morning. Great. So yeah, Holland, Michigan was settled by people that came on a boat through the Great Lakes. I don't care. I'm just running. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just running. Ow. Oh. There's the light at the end of the tunnel keeps slipping away. It's just the blocks that haven't loaded. Oh no. Yeah, ouch. I'm gonna die in the sewer. I'm gonna die in the subway. Oh, actual lights. Actual lights. Oh, there's so many creepy crawly noises. No, I don't want to die in the subway. I don't. Oh. Oh. Okay, okay, hold on, hold on. What are we doing? What? Oh, oh, no, come on, come on. All right, all right. Whew. Okay, all right. I need to. Oh, stairs. All right. Whew. Cultural appropriation. Yeah. Whew. All right. Nice. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. Huh. Maybe I'm near the ocean. I see. What could be a shipyard? Oh. That was it? Okay. Yeah, founded by Dutch people, they named it. And they didn't name it New Holland. They just named it Holland. Which means if I introduce myself, or, if I mention where I grew up, I have to, wasn't born there, but I have to, specify Michigan. Definitely shipyard. But to get to the part of our story that's personal, Holland has what they call tulip time every year in May, like second or third week in May. And it's a week-long celebration of the heritage, history, and the Dutch culture. And even just the schools, the schools in the area are often invited to participate in one of the parades. They have, I think it's still 3 days of parades. It might be 4. It's certainly 4 scheduled days because one, I think they leave Friday open for a rain day so that if the Wednesday or Thursday oh, this is water treatment, I think. If the Wednesday or Thursday parades get rained, they can just reschedule them or push them back a day. The parades get pushed back a day. Saturday's the big parade where bands come in from around the country that are invited and want to participate. And it's the biggest, most formal one. Other groups, organizations march. Wednesday is the street scrubbing parade, where anyone in the community can participate, and they tend to dress up in traditional Dutch attire, ostensibly to clean the streets. People bring water buckets and brooms. And as they walk, they kind of sweep. It's more symbolic. I'm sure the city cleans the route before that even starts. They certainly clear it, but I think they pick up trash and stuff in the days before, and possibly even send mechanical street sweepers. I want to explore a ship. Let's do that. Anyway, Thursday. Thursday's the parade I wanted to bring up. No, it was probably Wednesday. Thursday is the children's parade, where the local schools are invited. I guess that's part of that, because this might have been my first experience of the indoctrination or whatever. Nah, maybe it wasn't. Maybe Wednesday is what I'm talking about. But I just mentioned indoctrination. Oh, whoa, okay, all right. I'm in the water. All right, that's a new challenge. Come on, people. You gotta put a ladder in every once in a while. What am I accomplishing here? Huh. Walking on water. I think that's a ladder. Is it just a shadow? It's just a shadow. I don't know where the noises are coming from. Inside the boat? We're gonna guess inside the boat. Alright. I want to explore the ship. Oh boy. We are in a dark hold. Okay, I hear something. Maybe I don't want to explore this part of the ship. So, yeah, so my point with that was just that even like the general students tend to get kind of indoctrinated in this cultural appropriation. And nobody was using those terms back then. I wasn't aware of it. And again, where do you draw the line? This is a community founded by Dutch settlers. Are we really going to focus on skin tone? Like, only the blondes can engage in... What? Bad omen. I don't... Oh, from the pillager I killed. That's what that must be from, and the banner I picked up. So anyways, before I had any awareness, and before I think the general populace had awareness of the idea of cultural appropriation. My parents put a, inexpensive, traditional Dutch costume on me. Cheap knockoff, certainly. I know now that the Dutch tended to wear a lot of layers, in part because they might be working in marshy fields. So they would wear light layers, but many that would protect them from the barbs and brambles of the marshes or whatever. They would wear wooden shoes, in part because other types of shoes would rot so much quicker, and the wood at least was cheap enough material to be replaced easily. Anyway, and once I was dressed up and saw myself in the mirror, I said, "I'm a little Dutch boy." And that really amused my parents. And I really don't think even they were thinking about cultural appropriation or the idea that I was maybe playing some sort of... That works well, doesn't it? The ladders don't look like rails, but they do match up pretty well, and that makes them look like straps holding logs together. Logs! Straps holding logs together. I have to get more coal someplace. No one's gonna use this wood. There's no one here to come back and use this wood. I claim this wood in the name of the last man on Earth. So, yeah, it was only many years later that I learned of cultural appropriation and started thinking about the ideas of what I should or shouldn't do based on the color of my skin or my culture, or I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want a whole different set of things. Oh, if I eat that, okay, sure. Slight bit of waste, but yeah, and it's still a sticky, it's a dangerous, tough topic. It's a dangerous thing to engage in. And it's certainly potentially uncomfortable for some people to talk about. So even using the words, you risk offending somebody. But I can't be in control of other people's emotions. And no matter how hard I try, I can't be responsible for the way I'm interpreted. I do think about it. I do keep it in mind. I studied art, and that was something we talked about, is that an engaged artist, one that wants to be active within the community, needs to be aware of how their art will be interpreted. And even that, I don't know if I agree with, because a lot of artists worked in isolation. They worked in their own studio for their own self-exploration, and that type of artist I support. If your art is your thing and you just stick it in your closet, then you don't have to worry as much about how it will be interpreted, because that's not really a factor in what you're doing. I mean, sure, if you want a holistic approach, you might want to think about how it would be perceived once found. But if your intent, I think Emily Dickinson comes to mind too. Most of her stuff, her poetry, she wrote without intending to share. And, she's now a famous poet, but I don't know if she intended a legacy. And if she didn't leave instructions, how do we know that? How can we respect her wishes if we can't even know what they were? Certainly she was shy and private in her life, but was that because she wanted her art to die with her, or was that merely because she wanted to protect herself, her emotions, her thoughts? She wanted to protect her art from the world of the living. And by that I mean the current world of the living. Oh, yeah, no. No thanks. Gone off subject a little bit, but in a way not really, because artists think about appropriation. Artists play in language and symbol and meaning, and they cannot create those as a child. Or if they do, they don't know how to share them. Artists learn through seeing others, and I mean, if you were to engage in an experiment where you isolated a child from culture but gave them the means to create, how would that art evolve? But that is some harsh psychological experimentation that I think goes against a lot of our basic moral principles as a culture and society. The idea of denying a child human interaction and socialization for the sake of science. Who dat? Where you do that? Huh. Oh, they're probably right under me. Oh, the traffic lights are good. Why? They're missing one. Shouldn't that be one on that side? I don't know. But anyways, throughout, I think that was a street scrubbing parade, and I think I said that several times that day because once I saw my parents' reaction, I just repeated it to see if I got the same reaction out of strangers. And there were a lot of little old white ladies, hairnets or whatever, sitting out in the hot sun just to witness the spectacle or the kawaii or whatever. I don't know. And now I wonder how many in the crowd were white supremacists just trying to escape. Who knows? Who knows what goes on in the hearts and minds of others? That's why it's best not to judge before you really know. Certainly best not to throw accusations. Label them as racists or something. Even that, though, is being labeled a racist, does that cause as much trauma as racial slurs being thrown at you? Probably not. But then we get back to what's going on. It's in the mind. We each have an ability. Sorry. Okay, I should cook. We each get to, figure out, are we in control of our own emotions? How do we respond to them? Maybe we can't control our emotions, but we can control our response, I would hope. I mean, perhaps children can't. Perhaps those with emotional hardships, I don't really want to say disabilities, because even the dis in disability is negative. We don't all handle emotions the same way. That's probably the safest way to phrase it. Whoop. And perhaps we can't expect everyone to control their own emotions, but in general, out of arrows. Haha. We generally consider adults to have a socialization and an amount of emotional control. Although even our system of law recognizes that, well, why am I running around? Emotions matter. It's the difference between first and second degree murder. If you did it without emotional triggers. Okay, yeah, nice. Then you're a cold-blooded, premeditated murderer. But if you had emotional triggers, it knocks it down to second degree. And those are the same terms we use for burn damage. First degree burns are severe and cause serious damage to organs beyond just the skin. And second degree, I believe, is serious damage, but just to the skin primarily. And third degree burns are less significant, substantively less significant. Such that they don't require as much intervention to heal, or they don't leave as significant permanent damage. I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm also not a lawyer. I'm also not a psychologist. But I do have a mind. I have eyes that try to pay attention to details, a brain that tries to learn from what it takes in through my senses, and I try to have a holistic approach to life, and I especially try to listen to the quietest voices. Well, I also listen to the loudest voices because it's insightful. But the loudest voices have their own power. They have their own authority, and often what I'm listening to in loud voices is their missteps and their ignorance. Because if you need to shout, I feel like you're overcompensating for a weakness in your argument. If you just repeat the same thing over and over, it clues me into the fact that you don't understand what those words are founded upon. I don't know what you are. Oh, noisy gods. I suppose maybe my reaction to loud voices is to yell back. That wasn't a voice. Was that a voice? I don't know. It's hard to separate thunder from the stomachs of the gods just being hungry. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm lost again. I'm curious about this factory. It looks like an old, worn-down factory. Nice. Okay, not so bad. Let's go urban exploring here. So yeah, when I was that wrong, before I didn't slip, when I was that young, was I wrong to let my parents dress me up in Dutch clothing? I highly doubt it. Were my parents wrong for following the traditions and norms of the city they moved to? Oh. Am I gonna die in here? Let's see. Was the city wrong for engaging in a mass cultural appropriation based on the origin of the people who founded it? I kind of doubt it. I think I'm pretty justified in saying that my adoption of that culture was innocent at that age and under the control and influence of my parents. Their engagement of cultural appropriation seemed rather innocent because they were adopting the style and tradition of the city they had just moved to. And even the city and the organizers, of the events were engaging in a celebration of the cultural heritage that founded their city. So is anyone in the wrong? Now, certainly, if anybody involved was trying to make fun of the culture, I don't have anything to cook. If any of that was used as... Oh, I thought it was night. I'm just in the dark. Okay. Hmm. And certainly if there were real Dutch people there, and you were kicking wooden shoes at their face or something, which it does happen. Another aspect of the city is the Dutch dancing, which I didn't engage in, but it involves a lot of kicks with wooden shoes on and too many socks, and the wooden shoes can break. They sometimes fly. I don't think many people were intentionally kicking others. But if you got that many people kicking that many wooden shoes, I mean high kicking with wooden shoes on, you're bound to have some instances of shoes flying. Certainly if I was from the Netherlands and somebody kicked a shoe at me, I might be concerned initially, but I doubt I would be assuming it was an attack based on my national origin. But yeah, I guess the main point of this whole discussion is, where do you draw the line? Are you going to pass laws against wearing dreadlocks based on your skin tone, for example? But on the other side of the coin, is it going to make you feel good when, in response to an African American being killed by law enforcement officers, your political leadership puts on African garb? I'm not trying to get political, but right now we live in a time where politics, especially the polarization of politics, has pushed into almost all aspects of life. So it's really hard to avoid a few discussions looking political when you don't intend them to be. I hope my words inspire thought within you and don't lead to judgment of me or others, but I guess I have to accept some amount of judgment. Being an artist that works in public, as I am, and even a Tayoka, whose primary goal is to challenge the dominant narratives of the time. Insert catchphrase here.